everyone, welcome to my channel. If it's your first time landing on one of my videos, welcome. My name is Stasia and this channel is all about health and weight loss content following a whole food plant-based diet. So today's video is a little bit different than what I normally do, but something that I've been wanting to do for a while. I have a lot of you ask me, wanting to know exactly what I'm eating. And so I thought there's really no better way to answer that question than to show you, literally show you exactly what I'm eating, what's going in my fridge, what's going in my cupboards. So I did a huge healthy grocery haul shop the day before yesterday, and today's video, I'm going to be showing you exactly what I bought, as well as lightly explaining what I intend on doing with each of those foods. So as you're going to be able to see, I have all the food there waiting, so we better get to it before my stuff starts to defrost. But before we jump into the video, I just wanted to say that with Christmas and New Year's and all the holidays around the corner, I know that things can be, a little bit more tight financially speaking for some of us. There's just a lot of extra expenses around the holidays. So with that being said, for those of you who still haven't purchased a copy of my weight loss recipe ebooks, which includes over 50 oil-free recipes, as well as my brand new oil-free dressings and sauces recipe ebook, then you are in luck, because moving forward, every time I release a video, the first 10 people to purchase a copy of those ebooks will get it at a 50% discount. So good luck. The link will be in my description box below, and I really hope that that helps some of you who haven't had a chance to grab it yet. All right, let's look at these groceries then. So I'm going to be getting started with my frozen stuff, just so I can get that back in my freezer. So I'm gonna be starting off with some cauliflower rice. Now this one I got about a week ago actually, because this one was from Costco, so I don't go to Costco all the time. But I still thought it was worth showing because it's something that I do eat quite a bit. And that is cauliflower rice. So in the Costco ones, they just come in individual bags, which are nice. Like that. I wanted to mention cauliflower rice has been absolutely amazing. I am currently trying to really increase my amount of veggies along with my normal amount of starch. Now that's something I lightly want to touch on, is that I am not decreasing the amount of starch I've been eating. In fact, I'm going to get into that a little bit later about what I'm specifically doing with the starch, but my starch amount has pretty much stayed the same. I'm just really upping the veggies, and I have found an incredible difference in terms of how long I'm staying full, and just the satisfaction factor, I guess, too. I feel like really, I can want for nothing by the time I'm done eating, now that I've increased the veggies. So with the cauliflower rice, what I love to do with that is sometimes I like to just eat it on its own, like just pan fry it with some spices and that sort of thing, and have it as a side with the starch. But another fun thing to do with cauliflower rice, it's kind of one of those like sneaky vegetables, if you will, that you can really get away with sneaking it into a lot of foods. So I like to sneak it into smoothies. I put it in my kids' smoothies. You can put it into oatmeal. You can use it actually as like a taco filler. If you're using lentils or some other kind of plant-based meat for your tacos, you can add cauliflower to that just to bulk it out nicely. Cauliflower rice is just a really, really easy way to really bulk up your vegetables, because it kind of takes on whatever flavor you give it. So I've been a huge fan of cauliflower rice and typically try to keep it around. All right, so this baby's going back in the freezer. Okay, so moving along, frozen fruit. Always, always, always have frozen fruit in my freezer. So I do like to make a lot of smoothies around this house. My kids love smoothies. But the other reason I like to use frozen fruit is simply as a snack for myself. So something I've shown on my channel a lot, and I do quite a bit, is I just defrost frozen fruit. Plain and simple, nothing more to it. It's actually a really great snack to bring on the go for that reason, because before you leave the house, you can literally just dump a bunch of frozen fruit into a container, and by the time you're ready to eat it a few hours later, then you've got yourself some fruit. And I really don't find much difference with the frozen fruit in terms of like the taste and the quality compared to fresh fruit. So it works for me. It's just really easy. I don't have to prep it. I don't have to do anything, and it makes for a wonderful snack. All right, they're going back in. So the third and last frozen thing that I have to show is a huge bag of mixed frozen vegetables. This right here is my everything. Like, literally, I make sure I buy 1 to 2 of these every time I go grocery shopping, because I tend to go through them pretty fast. I have been loving these. These are just so easy to fill up on with your starches. So all I simply have been doing with these is I just either steam them in a pot with a little bit of water and dump them in the pot, and within, you know, maybe 10-12 minutes, they are ready to go. Pop a little bit of garlic salt on, and there is my big bowl of non-starchy veggies. The other thing I like doing, which I've shown on my channel with this, is to make a really fast, easy non-starchy soup. Literally just dump it in a pot, cover it with some water, throw some spices in, bring it to a boil, there you go. And lastly, another thing that I've been really enjoying is roasting them. So I just throw these on a cookie sheet pan with some parchment paper, spread them on the pan, and I roast them. I would say probably like maybe 20 minutes or 25 minutes, and then I always turn the broil on at the last minute just to crisp them up a little bit at the end there. But these have been everything. It's just, it takes the work out of having to prep and chop and all that good stuff. So, and it's cheap. I think this big bag is like $4 if I can recall correctly. It's $3.99 I think. And for the smaller same bag, it's $2. So it's super cheap and really convenient. So this is something that you will find in my grocery shop every single time. Okay, so moving along to my refrigerated stuff. So this is just some unsweetened vanilla milk that I just buy at the regular grocery store. Now, I just wanna say that I know that there are some other really great milk alternative brands out there, but I just moved here and I'm telling you, I am having a heck of a time finding some of my normal products that I used to have back home. I actually have been having a hard time just finding a local health food store that carries like local produce and that kind of thing. I had that back home and I cannot for the life of me find it anywhere. And the store that I'm thinking of back home, it had all kinds of like really great milk alternatives. They were very expensive, mind you, but you know, worth it when it comes to like the quality of the food and whatnot. So for now, this is pretty much as good as I can get in terms of what I can find. But you know, I try not to sweat the small stuff and just do the best that I can with what I have. So that's what I always encourage in this channel, and that is exactly what I do myself. So, but with that being said, I always make sure I have some kind of plant-based milk around. I tend to like to have the unsweetened vanilla flavor just because I do make a lot of foods. Vanilla is actually my favorite flavor over chocolates. So I do try to make a lot of my foods have more of like a vanilla flavor, and for my kids' smoothies and that kind of thing. So plant-based milk is definitely something you will always find in my grocery shop. Oh, I almost forgot. I have another frozen item here. So these are just some basic corn tortillas. So they are basically pretty much fat-free and 110 calories for 2 of them. So I actually found these around the corner. There's this like Mexican restaurant slash grocery store kind of, and they sell them there. So I think this whole bag is like $5 or something. I don't know, it wasn't too bad. But that's gonna, you know, feed me quite a bit, and my kids. My daughter loves these too. These actually make really good chips as well that I sometimes pop in the air fryer and make nachos out of them. I might actually show you guys that maybe the next time I make some. So just some kind of corn shells, because I do eat a lot of beans around here, and I could probably eat it every single day and never get sick of it. Like, I really enjoy it. So corn shells are another thing that you will find in my grocery shop. Okay, so as far as my fruits and veggies that I have bought in this grocery shop, I'm going to show you what they are. So here I have some beets. I love beets. I'm not going to get into it too much here, but they are just so excellent for our health. I usually tried to buy the big bag of beets, but they were out, so I had to grab these ones instead. But I love using beets sometimes when I make a vegetable juice. I also like grating them up into my salad, and for those of you following me, or if you have my recipe ebook, then you might be familiar with my beet and carrot salad that I love. It is absolutely incredible and so healthy for you. So I like to make that salad. As well as I like to roast these and then shred them up after they've been cooked. And you can also make a really delicious side just as is, or you can actually make a really delicious salad with cooked beets as well. So I love me some beets, so I usually always have beets in my fridge. So now the other thing is cabbage. Oh my gosh, I have been on the biggest cabbage kick as far as a non-starchy side. Now, typically I probably would have just been using cabbage to make a soup with before, but I have been loving cabbage steaks. They are so good. If you have not tried them, please do yourself a favor and try them. All you have to do is slice this baby up into like 1 inch, you know, thick slices or whatever, and then season them how you want. I usually throw on some garlic salt or garlic powder, maybe a little onion powder, salt, pepper, you know, just very basic stuff. And then I roast it in the oven for about a half an hour or so on probably like 350 or 400. So I just keep an eye on them until they're nice and tender. And then I have about 2 of those cabbage steaks with whatever starch I'm having. This has been everything lately. It's been my addiction, if you will. So I'm okay with it because it's a pretty darn healthy addiction to have, but I have been loving me some cabbage steaks. So that's what I'm going to be doing with this bad boy. Okay, so next I bought some eggplant and some squash spaghetti. So the eggplant, you know, funny thing with eggplant, I have not yet mastered a really delicious way how to make eggplant. And I mean, this has been like a life mission, like not just now. I don't know, my dad used to make the most delicious eggplant, and I cannot figure out a way to make it taste really, really good unless it's like cooked inside something. But I mean, as a standalone food, I am still a work in progress. So anyways, yet again, I bought another one. So I'm going to be attempting to make something delicious. I have a George Foreman grill. Yes, very old school, but I still have one and it works great. And I have this idea that I want to grill these on the George Foreman grill and see how they turn out. Season them, maybe put a little bit of like pasta sauce or something on them, or pizza sauce, and you know, just jazz them up a little bit and see how that goes. But anyways, as you can see, it's, you know, just I'm brainstorming right there. But yeah, if any of you guys have any good ideas about how to make some eggplant in a really delicious way, then drop it in the comments because I am in desperate need to know how. So the other thing is some squash spaghetti or spaghetti squash. I can't remember which way you say it. I just eat this as is, very simple. I either roast it in the oven or I cut it in half and put it in my Instant Pot. So yeah, I just eat it as is. You just, once it's done, when it's nice and soft, scrape it out with a fork, and it resembles spaghetti quite a bit. And then I just usually throw some oregano or garlic salt or both and just eat it as my side. So I have been loving me some squashes lately. And I would say spaghetti squash is probably my favorite out of all the squashes. So obviously some bananas. I mean, I think most of us probably keep bananas in the house. I just love them as a snack on their own. I love baking with them because they add some natural sweetness, as well as I love freezing them. So you can make some wicked nice cream, as well as smoothies. You know, bananas, my mother literally cannot believe how many bananas I buy every week. It's crazy, but we cannot go without bananas. And lastly, which I want to show you, what I forgot to buy at the grocery store is a bag of coleslaw. Now, those of you following me, you know I live for this when it comes to salads because cabbage is really, really good to have in your diet, especially if you can get it in raw. So I just love it for that reason. I know that it's, you know, serving my body well, and I love the convenience of it. It's already chopped and ready to go, and it keeps really well. I find some of those like spring mixes and stuff like that, like they go bad so quickly. So I just really love, you know, how long the shelf life is on these, as well as I can use it for both a salad as well as a stir fry. So it serves a dual purpose. So I just love it. So if I'm making a stir fry, it's literally just like rinse it off, dump it in the pan, and away you go. And it cooks down really nicely. Or just dump it in a bowl, add some other vegetables and your dressing, and away you go with an awesome salad. So I love me some pre-made coleslaw mix. Yeah, so I forgot to buy some more, but I still have a little bit of this one. So I don't know how long that's gonna last me. At any rate, this is something that you will always find in my grocery shop. Okay, so as far as some of my accessory foods, as I'm going to call them, salsa. Salsa along with Frank's Red Hot, which my husband just used the last of the Frank's Red Hot. I thought we were okay for it, but I was terribly wrong. So at any rate, I managed to order some salsa, so thank goodness I have that. But I just love that it adds a lot of flavor to my meals without, you know, having any fat in it. It's really simple, you know, it's already ready to go. So salsa and or Frank's Red Hot sauce is something that you're probably going to find in my fridge or on that grocery list. As well as I just got some new PB and Me, to show you guys there. So that is powdered peanut butter, for those of you who don't know what it is. So it's basically peanut butter with most of the fat removed. So this is really great to use in sauces and dressings. I mean, you can also use it just to whip up some really low fat peanut butter as well and have some, you know, on some celery or a piece of toast if you like. But it's really great in smoothies, and it's really great in dips and dressings. So for those of you who have my recipe ebook, you might find that a couple of the recipes include some powdered peanut butter, because it is just so delicious and so easy. You can find these on Amazon, and actually pretty much at any grocery store now. They carry them kind of in the natural health section. I see them everywhere. So you really shouldn't have a hard time finding it if you've never purchased it before. Okay, and as far as a little treat, these are two things that I guess I should turn it around. These are two things that I enjoy very much. So as you will see, this is decaf coffee. I am not a coffee drinker. In fact, I've never drank coffee in my entire life. But I have been enjoying some decaf coffee lately. In fact, I enjoy the cafe mocha. It's coming out here. So I just put sometimes like a teaspoon of this and a teaspoon of that with some hot water and some of that vanilla plant-based milk. And I've got myself a very simple cafe mocha. So sometimes that just takes off the edge, you know, if I'm craving something sweet or just a little pick-me-up in the afternoon, or even sometimes at night. I really enjoy that. I really, really enjoy it. So this is definitely something I've more recently been having on my grocery shop. I haven't always drank that, but you know, I try to actually find the organic cocoa powder, but the kind that I normally order was all out on Amazon, and this is the best I can do. So again, I know that there's better ones, which I usually have the better ones, but anyways, I couldn't find it, so I just grabbed this last time I was out. Plus, my kids like hot chocolate, and I prefer to make it from scratch for them. Plant-based, of course, rather than those pre-made hot chocolates that are just filled with chemicals and everything else. So I buy it for that reason as well. Oh, as well as my starchy smoothies. So this is great for baking, as well as if you have tried my black bean starchy smoothie. It's a chocolate smoothie. Oh my gosh, so good. And all you taste is chocolate. You don't taste the black beans. I just wanted to show, this is my favorite processed cereal that I buy. It's one of the healthier ones, and it actually has 7 grams of fiber per serving. So it's not too bad. It's Nature's Path, it's organic. This is great for just when I'm on the go or I just don't feel like cooking. But what I like to do with this is I like to put it in a bowl and then fill up the bowl with fruit on top, and then have some of that unsweetened vanilla plant-based milk. So I really like this cereal, and I'm not even a cereal person. I actually have never been a cereal person at all. So I'm really happy to have found something that's just kind of quick and convenient for the times that I, you know, just don't feel like cooking, or just need something really quick and, you know, don't have to think about it too much. So as far as my starches go, I got myself some potatoes, and these are just what I have left over for some sweet potatoes. Look how cute these are. These are organic sweet potatoes. I will be needing some more of those, as well as I did buy this bag of beans, but I just actually cooked some up last night. But this was on my grocery shop. So I always make sure to check, like, if I'm getting low on beans and what kind of beans that I need to replace them with. And I personally always buy the bagged beans. I know the canned are more convenient, so by all means, you know, I encourage you to use them. But for me, I love beans cooked in my Instant Pot. I cannot go back to canned beans. So I would rather do the work and just cook a big batch, and then usually I just freeze them in individual, you know, containers or packages or whatever, and take them out as I need them. But yeah, I just can't seem to do the canned anymore. So I've got myself some potatoes, some beans. I still have a few organic sweet potatoes, and that is what I have for my starches. Now, what I mentioned in the beginning of the video was that I was going to touch a little bit on what I'm doing with the starches. I have really been trying to narrow it down to 2 starches, just to take the, you know, the guesswork out of it. And I'm really giving potatoes more of a chance. And I know I've talked a lot about beans on my channel, and I know the rest of the plant-based community, they are obsessed with potatoes. And although I like potatoes, I have never been on the potato train like everybody else. However, I think I'm jumping on it. I am definitely giving it a try. So the last few days I've been eating a lot of potatoes, hence why I bought another bag. So I'm actually going to be putting out a video very soon, kind of going into more detail about what I'm doing when it comes to eating the 2 starches along with the non-starchy vegetables. So yeah, stay tuned for that video. And of course, if you're not subscribed to this channel and would like to see that video, then be sure to hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss that update when it comes out. And lastly, just some spices that I bought this time that I was running low on. I've already digged into this. Garlic salt, you know, I know salt is probably not the best thing to eat, but I personally don't have issues with salt, and it just makes my food taste so good. Like, I do use garlic powder as well, but I am a sucker for garlic salt. It just makes everything taste so much better. And another thing I have been loving, this is my second bottle I bought in maybe like a month or a month and a half, is pumpkin spice. So this is really great on sweet potatoes. I love it on sweet potatoes, as well as I make this killer smoothie. It's like an apple pie smoothie for my kids, all really super healthy ingredients in there. It's not just filled with fruit. Like, I really look for making more like, you know, wholesome type of smoothies or vegetable smoothies and that kind of thing for my kids. This is a seasoning that we use very often in those smoothies. So you will usually always find this on my grocery list or in my cupboard. We made it through. So there you guys have it. That is what I have bought on my last grocery shop. So that is a sneak peek into what goes into my fridge and my cupboard over in Stasia's house. So I hope that that was helpful. I hope that maybe it inspired some of you with different ideas in terms of what maybe you could grab in your next grocery shop and what you could do with it. So let me know in the comments below if my grocery shop looks anything like your grocery shop, and or what are your favorite things that you buy at the grocery store to help you be successful in this way of eating. So I'm gonna leave it here, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Again, if you are new to my channel, I would love to have you stick around, so be sure to hit that subscribe button, and we will see all of you guys in the next one.